The irony of the triangle theory is that you're going in circles. Chris G90. What's up, gamers? Coops here. Today I've got a very special video. And I say we because it couldn't be done without you, but we have recently hit 250 subscribers on the channel. Actually, we're at 270 at the time of recording this. And to both celebrate and show some gratitude, I wanted to I wanted to share the absolute roasting session that was the comment section of my Summer Triangle Theory video. I'll have a link to the video at the very end if you're interested, but these comments, they were like a perfect mix of hilarious and wholesome, and I could really think of no better way to commemorate this occasion than by roasting myself for all of you. In the background, we've got some invasions, and I'm just going to read some of these comments for us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for 250 subscribers, and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting us off, we've got Delta 5, Cursed Trigonometry class. We've got Baroness Annika. What waiting for the DLC does to an MF. Yeah, that one's true. Ryan Buck 3383 says uphill dosage immediately. Christopher Miller says I just spent 6 minutes listening to the Elden Ring equivalent of Terrence Howard. Absolute lunatic ruminations. 10 out of 10 would listen again. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate it. Running, writing, reading. Elden Ring has so many themes of duality. What's one more than two? Triangle. Checkmate, Greater Will. That's a good one. I like that one. My dog Belle just came downstairs, so you might have heard some jingling in the background, but we're going to leave it in. She's joined the chat. She's part of the party, so hopefully you're okay with that. Evil Fungus says get your head checked. Probably should, but for other reasons, I'm sure. Elden Alchemist says isosceles versus right triangles blowing my mind. We've got Ryjan of Limgrave says Charlie Day in front of conspiracy board with red strings connecting it all. And then, of course, we have Panzer 00 who hit us with the obligatory Pepe Sylvia. Simly Face. I'm guessing that Smiley Face was taken. Simly Face says, bro, you're doing way too much. Just play something else until the DLC. I do play other games. I think it was just like that week or two leading up to the release. We're all kind of really anxious and, full of excitement. So, interesting things happen. The Creepy Lantern. Love the name, by the way. They said, for a video I'm certain killed several of my brain cells. I enjoyed this a lot. I appreciate you, Creepy Lantern. Ivan Mihailov says, what if it was 4 towers, but one grew into a castle? And honestly, man, the thought had never crossed my mind, but I don't see any evidence to say that that's not possible. So, I mean, the theory holds weight, I would say. Myron90 said, did not expect to get such a good laugh like this. My stomach hurts with tears. That's a good one. I'm picturing what stomach crying would be like with that comment. My stomach hurts with tears. That's just beautiful imagery there. 10 Howl, your dose of incomprehensible ramblings with a side of esoteric arithmetic is warm and ready. Stefan 6520 says, what is blood waffling about? Travman 1987 says, every day we stray further from America. Bless you, love. Little sneezer. We've got Anomaly Omen. Imagine FromSoft theorists on Adderall. Nils Pochat. I had a good laugh, so I'll rate this Michael Zaki out of 10. Thank you, Nils. I appreciate that. Beast in the World says, least deranged Elden Ring player. Pock the Cube says, this will be the Silksong fans in a few weeks. Silksong is the upcoming sequel to Hollow Knight, if you're unfamiliar. Hollow Knight, great game. If you've never played it, it might be one to check out. Diego Alderet says, okay, now map out all the Starlight Shard locations. Honestly, not a bad idea. I wonder what that would look like if there'd be any sort of connections. That's interesting. I don't know if I've got the wherewithal for it, but maybe it's already been done. Lennox Eth says, this guy is high AF, but you are amazing at drawing triangles. Mine always become lopsided. Len, I'm just using Microsoft Paint, so the lines they're kept pretty straight for me. Daniel Robinson, you're seriously grasping at straws here. Of course, we had to reply with grasping at triangles. Flaky Boy, 7009. Only a week left. Don't tweak too much. W Theory, though. Always good to see someone thinking outside the box. Appreciate you, Flaky Boy. Bovoku, 2235, says, most likely too much cooking, but that's what theories are about. Like your idea. I appreciate that, you know? It's all about having fun with it. I think that this was a really fun theory because there's like, it doesn't impact anything about the story or the lore in any way. It would just be kind of like a cool Easter egg if it was true. And so I think it just kind of like hits that nice sweet spot of being like, yeah, this is silly but plausible, but you know, it could be true and it could also just be nothing. And so I appreciate that. Thanks for having an open mind. 815 type serious says, crazy people drawing triangles, but no one solved the Cypherpada. No one solved the Cypherpada. It's been 2 years, almost 2.5 years. No one has solved the Cypherpada. What are we doing, guys? We got to get on it. C4NO says, the triangle has taken another young soul. Join us. Become one with the triangle. Astro PGN. This is the equivalent of flat earth conspiracy videos, but for Elden Ring. Trench Gaming. Waiting for the DLC has broken this man, and I'm here for it. We've got Wayyun6. This is some crackhead shit, but to be honest, if we didn't have people throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks, we would never figure out anything about the obscure. So hats off for doing what needs to be done. I appreciate you, 6. John Arnold says, Elden Ring are part of the Pythagoras cult. Guardians 1102 says, 3 children, 3 turtles, they're all triangles. And then he screamed like a raving madman. Base Department says, my Elden Ring content has been getting more and more insane today. And then I've grouped these few together. I want to call these the triangle deniers. So this one says, amazing man, you discovered that any 3 points make a triangle. Truly epic. We've also got hot geometry take here. If you connect 3 random things, it's a triangle every time. And then it says, bruh, you can just connect any 3 dots and make a triangle. And yes, and you're absolutely correct. Although there were some triangle defenders in the comments who did point out that 3 points do not always make a triangle, specifically when they're all in a line. And so that would be the boom, mic drop moment right there. We've got Falcon TF says, I hope you don't go through life with these observational skills or you'll end up believing every conspiracy and cult ever created. And I had to, you know, razz him a little bit, and I said we never landed on the moon with like a little, like a shush emoji. Oh, this one's my personal favorite. This one's from Steve Bob 240, and it says Catatasker. I just love that. I don't know why. It just made me laugh and smile. Catatasker, Ratatasker, if you're not familiar, is a commentary lore channel, Elden Ring and other games. Ratatasker is awesome. They make really great content. So check them out if you're unfamiliar. And then we've got Phantom Selbst with hit me with the meh, and I appreciate that one. This one's so I had a troll, and I didn't even realize that I was falling right into a troll hole when this one happened. So Lil Olero left this comment. I got completely trolled by it. Absolute facepalm moment. They said, the inverted towers actually serve a purpose. They represent the fall of the Three Sisters. In leaked DLC gameplay, this is where I got trolled. In leaked DLC gameplay, you could see them in the distance in 5 different places, not 5 towers, and they are crumbled. In the lore description of the Noxtella Hood, it actually states, Sisters 3, they rise, they fall, and forgotten. Yet again, to be. My note here says Empire of their mortal sin. I think maybe it said absolve. Yet again to be absolved of their mortal sin. It's what I'm guessing. I don't know why my note changed it, but okay. So I'm gonna read that again because I just totally messed that up. Sisters 3, they rise, they fall, and forgotten, yet again to be absolved of their mortal sin. Ronnie, Rena, and Melina, not confirmed, serve a huge purpose in the DLC's background lore. And Godfroy is canon and serves as the counterpart to Godric as his destiny after death, meaning that we can't know for sure if the Great Runes could be part of the new Great Runes could be part of the Elden Ring. So all of that, very long-winded, and I didn't even read the whole comment at the time. I just saw where he said, in leaked DLC gameplay, and so I responded by saying, would you be able to edit this comment to avoid discussing any leaked content? I don't want to remove your comment, but I don't want to talk about any spoilers for the DLC, if you understand. And I said, thanks for supporting the video. And then they hit me with this. Are you ready? They said, I made it all up. And then they sent a little cat in a this little cat in a box emoji. And I lost it. I about spit my chocolate milk out my nose when I saw that. They're just making something up and saying it was in the leaked DLC, and I took it seriously because I wanted to protect the comment section from having any spoilers. So fell victim to an excellently orchestrated troll. And then we've got a few more here. Of course, some of these comments were roasting me, and like I mentioned, some were also really just wonderful and wholesome. And so here are some of those. We've got Sith Lords who says, we need more triangle content. Duro3666 says, I love triangle posting. Lucas Hampton says, this is your official warning to get back in the kitchen and keep cooking. This is the out-of-box stuff that I like. Courier6448 says, I have no idea what any of this means or is pointing to, but I'll be damned if I wasn't enthralled through this whole video. Really appreciate that one. Of Katarina, the Knights of Katarina, the Onion Knights of Katarina. Don't you dare go hollow, brother. We are here with you, almost there. Really appreciate that one. Don't you go hollow. Anyone watching, appreciate you for being here. The Pale Kink says, lovely video. Just a very wholesome comment. Bafool1869 says, I think this is kind of unhinged, but keep up the good work. This is what Elden Ring's community is all about. Mr. Alabad says, Summer Triangle, you say? Dates of the DLC, the summer solstice, and the full moon are all June 21st. What does it mean? What does it all mean? Abdanian Admiral says, this kind of stuff takes me back to the good old days with Shadow of the Colossus, theory crafting, and speculation, but enhanced by the technology of our time. I've actually been meaning to do a playthrough of Shadow of the Colossus because it seems like a really fantastic game that I haven't ever played before. I have played probably like an hour or two of it, but I haven't done a full playthrough, and I think that that's something that I would really enjoy. King Me 4201 says, I say this with love, please get worse. We need you now more than ever. Please get worse. I like that one. It's like get even more unhinged with your theory videos. That's how I take that, and I thought that was a good one. Next up, we've got Wolfspined, who says, this is what the design of this game does. It's a psychological thing. Get our mind racing to weird ideas and down bizarre rabbit holes. When all our crazy theories don't pan out, are we in for disappoint? And I'm not sure. I don't think so, though. I think that, like the old adage, it's not so much the destination, but it's about the journey. And I think that as long as I had fun making the lore video and the theory video, I shouldn't call it lore, the theory video, and people enjoyed watching it, then that's it's a net positive. So I don't think so, but maybe. Kyle D. Sweeney says, our minds evolve to see patterns in everything, so I can understand the theory. And I'm not knocking the hustle, but I remain a triangle skeptic. And you know, you weren't a triangle skeptic before, so that's good news. Big Papa Mitchell says, I do feel welcomed in this video. Love to hear that. Hopefully I haven't done already some of these. Have you seen The Tarnished Archaeologist? This feels like you're the Tarnished Astrologist. I love The Tarnished Archaeologist, so this was such a kind compliment. I really appreciate that one. Gonk DLC says, one of my favorite Elden Ring theories in recent times. That's incredible. I really appreciate that. Miss Seal Ross Villegas says, maybe Renala has a third sister we just don't know yet. And, you know, I don't want to spoil anything in the Shadow of the Erdtree, but maybe. Blubber Duck Official says, if someone made a video like this about real-life pyramids or ancient history, I would have rolled my eyes and moved on. Yet for some reason I love this. Do I think any of this is actually intended? No. Do I think it's just a coincidence? Yes. Is this going into my head canon? You bet your ass it is. Godspeed, Elden Ring conspiracy man. Godspeed. And you know what, Blubberduck, Godspeed to you too, my friend. Jack is a mimic. Says, excellent video and great discovery. This looks spot on. Jack's awesome. Jack's an incredible content creator. He's got a really rich background of knowledge from like George R.R. Martin's works, which I think is super important and valuable to the overall Elden Ring theory community, is like understanding the people who are making these stories. And so I always really appreciate his perspective, and he's made some really incredible connections. Strongly encourage you to check out his channel if you haven't already. I'll have a link to his channel in the description here. Scummage Infa, it says, as a fellow lore-tard starting their YouTube journey, I wish you well, friend. Brilliant video. Keep cooking. We should totally hang out and exchange in lore psychosis sometime. And that was just another really wonderful comment. Scummage is an up-and-coming lore theorist. They've got, like, I think 5 or 6 videos now that are pretty in-depth and go over some really interesting, like, fascinating stuff that I never would have pieced together myself. And it's always, you know, maybe there's some weight to it, maybe there isn't, but it's still really fun and interesting to speculate on. So I've been really impressed with your work so far. Really appreciate you supporting the channel, so keep it up, my dude. I wanted to do a special shout out to Coast to Coast Flying, Tiago C. Roca, and Burst Vessels. You guys all had incredible comments. They were a bit long-winded to share here, but they were certainly thought-provoking and really genuinely appreciated them. So, and I know that there were tons more comments. I couldn't possibly have you know, included them all here. So thank you to everyone. And our last comment here. Literally a brilliant set of measurements, research, and observations. Glorious. I love it. And this was left by Luaria. I think that's how you pronounce the username that they're going by. Also known as K8 or Kate of Colloidal Electrum. And shout out to you, Kate, if you're somehow here watching this. I know you're at the very end of the video, so it's not the greatest, but you know, save the best for last. I wanted to say just huge thank you to you. You were a big inspiration behind this video, actually. So Kate was on a stream with Kite Tales, who's also a fantastic content creator in the Elden Ring space. And Kate was presenting some really fascinating connections with space and the cosmos, things about galaxies and superclusters. I think it's the Laniakea supercluster and the Perseus Pisces supercluster. Go check those out if you haven't already. And it was all really fascinating. It kind of led me down this rabbit hole in search of further connections. So thank you for not only being inspiration, but also your really kind words. Really a special moment for me. Again, thank you to anybody who's been a part of this journey. I'm so humbled by the responses, and I hope that everyone feels welcomed here. Here we go towards 500. It's all coming up triangles. I have been and always will be Coobs. Peace and love, gamers.